Boy, do I love studying. Ever since my first studying session, I was hooked. It's become one of my favorite pastimes. It all started when I discovered how to study smart instead of hard, because you see, smart is fun. Now come, let's head to my study den.
Okay, nobody on earth has that attitude towards studying, but there definitely is a difference between studying smart and studying hard. I think a lot of the time children study in ways that just aren't all that effective, and a lot of time and energy is actually wasted without them really realizing it. I want to speak about some of the ways that your child can get the best results out of their studying while at the same time not dying of exhaustion. Let's get to it. Number one, break up your study sessions. Everyone thinks that the longer you study, the better marks you'll get. Yeah, no. After around 20 to 30 minutes of studying, our brains get tired. So it's important to divide up your study sessions and keep them to 20 or 30 minutes each with proper breaks in between. This is of course dependent on the age of your child. High schoolers could go for maybe a solid 45 to 50 minutes of studying. But if your child pushes through and studies for 2 hours non-stop, they might not actually be making as much progress as they think, and will probably have to go back and restudy a lot of the work. Number two, have a dedicated study area. Research has shown that our environment determines our behavior. For example, if every time you sit on the couch in the lounge and watch TV, then every time you sit on that couch, you will feel the natural urge to turn on the TV. So if your child is studying in an area where they usually take part in other recreational activities, they will definitely find it difficult to study because their brain is going to be telling them the whole time to do that activity instead of concentrating on their schoolwork. If you can create a dedicated study space in your home where the only thing that happens there is studying, it'll help so much with focus. Number three, active studying. Studying is something that your child needs to make their own. They have to engage with their work. And to do that, they need to ask themselves a very simple question. What am I learning? All learning material is broken up into two parts. There's facts and concepts. Now, facts don't require much understanding. They're simply stating something. For example, what is this body part called? But concepts require understanding. They require practical examples to make sense of the work. For example, how does this body part work? Concepts are far more important, and your child should start with understanding these first. And the best way to do that is for them to explain it to themselves, like a story. What's also important to understand is that there's a big difference between recognition and recollection. Recognition requires a trigger. For example, seeing a bright color of highlighter on a specific page and thinking, oh yes, I remember what that section is about. The problem is there won't be any triggers on their exam paper. There's just questions on the paper. So they need to be really good at recollection, which is the ability to understand and pull information from their memory. And this comes from understanding concepts. Number four, expand your notes. Straight after school each day, your child should spend a couple of minutes just reading over their notes that they took in class that day and adding as much as they can to them. Any extra info that is fresh in their mind, they should add. Having full, meaty notes will make studying so much easier when exam time comes. Number five, summarize and teach what you've learned. One of the best ways to learn is to teach because it forces us to summarize our knowledge into a form that's easy to explain and understand. And this ties in really well with the point on active studying. Let your child teach the work to you. It's a great way for them to spot gaps in their knowledge because every time they stop and go, it means that they need to restudy a certain point. Number six, consistency. Most people who have achieved great success will pin their achievements down to being consistent, never giving up. The greatest musicians, sportsmen, entrepreneurs practice their craft every single day. Success doesn't come to those who rush the process. Start early in the term with your studying. Practice a little bit every single day because that is studying smart. There's also another way to study smart, and it's called WorksheetCloud, baby. Check it out if you want to get fantastic grades. Hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below and let us know what other topics you'd love us to chat about. Until then, keep learning.